Good evening. My name is Brandon Tomas, and I'm the President of Advocacy for Delta Alpha Pi. I'm currently a senior here at Marist, majoring in biochemistry with a minor in psychology. My life changed in January of 2016 when I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, or RP for short. RP is a chronic eye condition in which the retina slowly deteriorates. In other words, I'm progressively losing my eyesight. I wore glasses as a kid, but my vision was relatively normal and it had a minimal impact on my life. School always came very easy to me. I routinely made the honor roll throughout middle school and high school, and I ended up finishing in the top 10% of my high school class. In addition to my academic prowess, I also excelled in sports as I played soccer throughout my entire childhood. My vision was even good enough for me to be able to get my driver's license. My future was looking very bright. I was accepted to Marist to pursue a BS in biology on a merit scholarship, and I was planning to pursue a career in physical therapy. Even after getting diagnosed with RP during my junior year of high school, it still didn't feel like I had a disability. My differences were subtle in high school. In the classroom, I had difficulty seeing the board from far away and taking notes when the lights were off. On the soccer field, I had trouble judging the ball when it was passed to me from long distances, and this was more prominent during night games. One of the major symptoms of RP is night blindness, and is one that I have faced my whole life. Because of my night blindness, I was never able to drive in the dark. I also started developing light sensitivity, which made it difficult to drive on a very sunny day. By the summer before my freshman year of college, I was no longer able to drive. My differences were slowly becoming more and more obvious. My freshman year of college was when I really discovered the extent of my disability. The first semester went well. I managed to earn a 3.44 GPA, but I wasn't receiving any accommodations, and it felt as if I could be doing better. I had trouble seeing the board, I wasn't finishing quizzes or exams on time, and I had trouble reading the print in my textbooks, so my homework took much longer. My labs were also very difficult because they usually required me to see things that were very small. The second semester was much worse. My classes were harder and my workload increased. My deficits only intensified. I was receiving C's for the first time in my life. On top of my visual deficits, I was also experiencing a lot of trouble focusing. Procrastination was a daily occurrence, and anything but my homework seemed to be a priority. I was doing the bare minimum for the first time ever. Everything seemed to be out of my control. The summer after my first year at Marist, I was diagnosed with ADHD and started taking medication to help manage it. I also began coordinating with the Office of Accommodations and Accessibility to begin receiving accommodations for my exams and textbooks. I developed better time management skills as a result of being able to focus. My grades dramatically improved as I made the Dean's List both semesters that year. At the end of that year, it was clear to me that I had a much greater affinity for chemistry than I ever did for biology, so I switched to a major in biochemistry. This was a year full of change and growth. Aside from the drastic improvement in my grades, I started to become more involved on campus as I became a tutor and joined Delta Alpha Pi. My grades and extracurricular involvement were not the only changes I made. I changed my entire outlook on life. I adopted a more optimistic view in which I stopped viewing my disability in a negative way. If living with a degenerative eye condition has taught me anything, it's perspective. Instead of looking at my condition as a disease, I started looking at it as a driving force in my life, one that urges me to do things now instead of later. I stopped paying so much attention to what I wasn't able to do and started paying more attention to what I was able to do. I stopped looking at the sight I lost and started looking at the sight I still had left. I may not be able to drive a car or see things that are far away, but there's a whole lot more that I still can do. I often ask myself the question, why me? RP is a very rare condition in which less than 200,000 Americans are affected per year. And on top of that, I have ADHD too, so why me? The only answer I've ever been able to come up with is that there is no answer. We can't choose what we're born with, but we can choose how we react to it. 4 years ago today, a college degree seemed miles away and nearly impossible to attain, all because I equated my own potential to what others expected of me. Fast forward to current day, where I'm just a few weeks away from graduating cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry. The difference between now and then is that I learned to believe in myself, to have courage in my own convictions regardless of my circumstances. Even though 75% of visually impaired and blind people in the US live below the poverty line, I'm confident that I will not. I refuse to let my disability decide the course of my future. I joined Delta Alpha Pi to extend the values I have developed over the years to other students having disabilities. Delta Alpha Pi is an organization that exemplifies excellence in the pursuit of higher education specific to students with a disability. We are living proof that a high level of success is still possible even with a disability. Every single one of you being inducted today is here for a reason, because you are living proof of this. Being inducted into DAP is a great honor and recognition of your academic success. Congratulations to you all, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.